Hello and welcome. My name is Chris Carson. I'm a senior instructor in culturally and linguistically diverse education here at CU Denver. This is a recorded information session, and it's about the program offerings in CLDE. It's specifically focused for Aspire students, graduates, and current students, soon-to-be graduates. In this session, we are going to try to cover just the basics of the goals and benefits of degrees, endorsements, and certificates in CLDE, as well as our courses, our program features, and costs and financial aid. At the end, we'll have some links if you can, so that you can ask additional questions. Before we begin, I want to make sure that you're familiar with and you can access our webpage with all of the information and further information. So I've got this short link on our screen, bit.ly. The capitalization matters with bit.ly links, so /Denver CLDE. You can also use this QR code. And again, that information is going to be useful after this presentation, but perhaps while we're watching as well, you can take a look at some of these things if you want to pause the video. So on to program goals and benefits. I think we really pride ourselves in deeper learning around culture and language in the classroom. This is foundational knowledge. We consider it essential to really boost your teaching in linguistically and culturally diverse classrooms. This deeper learning here at CU Denver means that you're knowledgeable about current research, you're engaged in collaboration with a community, you're doing personal and relevant work really applied to your classroom, and in the process really developing your capacity as a leader. All of this work requires and encourages practical applications to schools and classrooms. This program is not possible if you are not practicing in schools. In terms of the degrees and certificates that we offer, you can range from a small certificate that you're embedding within an existing master's degree. That's our Teaching for Diverse Learners certificate. It is 3 classes or 9 credits. It can be included in the Curriculum and Instruction Critical Pedagogy MA that you may want to consider as an Aspire graduate. And that certificate just adds something to your own resume that says you are prepared as a classroom teacher, generalist, to do the fundamental work of working with multilingual learners. That covers both the understanding of language as well as a little bit into methods and assessment. For the added endorsement that's onto your teaching license, that's a 24 credit hour state endorsement. That is 18 credits plus the work that you've done through Aspire. And there's not a lot of wiggle room there. It's a pretty tight course program because of that those state requirements and those core courses that meet those state requirements. We also offer the Bilingual Education Specialist endorsement. That is for teachers who really want to specialize in bilingual English and Spanish. That's 6 to 9 credits plus the endorsement. The state doesn't currently offer it as a separate endorsement. It has to be done in addition to CLDE. And there's finally the Master's in Culturally and Linguistically Diverse Education. That is 30 credit hours. That would be 21 credit hours of additional coursework after you're bringing in 9 credit hours from Aspire. All different options in this program, from the 9 credit certificate to the 30 credit master's, will develop your knowledge of linguistics and your experience and skills in terms of working in a classroom. So for the full MA, you'll come out of it with a deeper understanding of how to analyze the language demands of the lesson and really think through and scaffold those demands. You'll be able to think more deeply about literacy development for multilingual learners, think about language and culture in the classroom with a critical lens, and at the same time be developing the experience and the skills that you need to be successful and to become a leader. Those are our sort of applied goals. We really want this to be applied to your local context and have this degree result in better outcomes for culturally and linguistically diverse students. The faculty is one of the real strengths of this program. We combine some of our on-campus faculty and their world-renowned expertise with local experts in school districts like Adams 12, Adams 14, DPS, Jeffco, Mapleton, St. Vrain. We have instructors from all of these different districts across the Front Range. And this combination of these amazing world-class scholars and these local experts really fuses to create this combination of scholarship and on-the-ground expertise. This program is not the fastest way to an MA, nor is it necessarily the cheapest, although we'll talk about ways that it can be very, very affordable through financial aid and grants and scholarships. But it is a really powerful program in the combination of the course formats taught in this hybrid, remote, flexible format that involves a certain amount of building community through online Zoom sessions, as well as a certain amount of online applied work. This combination of the program model, the program faculty, and the overall connection to our local context makes this program stand out. Allow me to talk about some of the courses and program features that go along with these different options. This might be a typical MA course plan for Aspire. You'd meet with an advisor to lay out a plan that works for you. Our typical recommended amount of time is a little bit less than 2 years to complete. You're bringing in those 9 credits that you can get as a transfer credit from your Aspire work. You're building on that practical knowledge that you gained through Aspire to get a deeper knowledge. So this would be an MA with an endorsement. You would substitute one class that would be taught in English and in Spanish for the bilingual methods endorsement to add that. You'll notice that some of these courses will be in that remote hybrid format where you'd have synchronous Zoom sessions, usually about 4 per semester, sometimes a little bit more, to build community, meet with the instructor and the other students, and engage in learning in that remote format. Then other classes are fully online with no synchronous meetings required. The sequence that you would take for the certificate only would be, again, 3 classes, 9 credit hours. You would meet probably with your advisor for the program. If you're doing an MA program like the Critical Pedagogy MA, meet with your advisor to try to figure out how you can work in these 3 classes into your sequence. You could do it as just one full year of study, or you could sort of break it up within your program. And this would also be a mix of hybrid remote classes and fully online classes. So feel free to reach out with questions about what your individual program of study might look like. But again, you'd be meeting to try to create a program of study that works for you. As you no doubt know, graduate study is expensive. On-campus programs range around $450 per credit hour plus fees. You'll find that to be comparable to a lot of institutions. Those certainly could find cheaper institutions out there. Off-campus district partnerships can be less expensive, and we'll talk a little bit more about those options. It can save a tremendous amount of money depending on what your district has to offer. The benefits, as you probably know, most districts offer significant pay increases for the MA. Depending on your years of experience, it can be from a few $1,000s up to $10,000. It's really significant in terms of your yearly pay. Check your pay schedule for that. Some districts also offer bonus pay for the CLDE endorsements. You want to check on that as well. I want to talk a little bit more about the grants and the scholarship and the financial aid, because we've been very successful in helping some teachers access a range of financial aid and benefits to make this beyond affordable, to really make it paid for through a range of grants and benefits. It really falls into a bunch of different buckets, and every case is different. But here are the four main buckets. The first one is, of course, financial aid. You'd fill out a FAFSA as soon as possible when you're applying or right before you're applying to determine your eligibility. Some students will qualify for loans, but some students are going to qualify for things like the Colorado Graduate Grant, which could be thousands per year, and in paying for those are grant money. So again, not something you'd have to repay. So you really want to check that out. It's determined by need. District incentives can range from no incentives to really significant district incentives. So you really want to talk to your HR department to find out what benefits are available. Denver, for example, offers courses through us directly through their district, and these are free for teachers with a few stipulations on them. So that saves thousands right there just taking courses through your district through us. Reimbursing of expenses for CLDs is another model that a few districts have taken on. So talk to us, talk to your district as well. The Teach Grant is a federal, it's through financial aid, it's a federal program. It's absolutely critical to explore if you think you're interested in receiving a federal grant. Again, not a loan, but a grant. And this is up to $4,000 per year, the last checked. I'm not a financial aid advisor, so you will want to check in on all the fine print and the details. But CLDE is a high needs area, and so you're eligible for these Teach Grant if you work with low-income students and are committed to continuing to work with low-income students. These are most schools on the Front Range qualify for this. So definitely that's been a huge thing for teachers to basically get the degree paid for with a commitment to continue to teach. There are other scholarships and both national, you want to explore on your own, as well as some local and some program scholarships. So again, go to our webpage. Here's a bit.ly link specific to the financial aid page. You can check that out by entering in this bit.ly link or using that QR code. Be sure to check out the scholarships by program area, but definitely be sure to check out the Teach Grant and then also go to your district's benefit page. We love seeing teachers or helping teachers find ways to get the entire MA paid for, finance, and see that pay increase that goes along with having the MA, making that as affordable as possible. In terms of the application process, we'd like to try to make it as smooth as we can. We do have to follow the graduate school application process that all degrees do. I think it's the same one that you would do for the curriculum instruction MA. So you'd go to our graduate school webpage, you go specifically to the CLDE webpage, and you want to check on one of these boxes for the different endorsements. To get financial aid, you need to be in a degree-seeking program. So even if you're just selecting endorsement, the CLD endorsement, you're going to apply for the degree. So that's a little tricky. Please contact us if you need help with that. But you're applying for the Masters of Arts. Even if you're planning to just do that endorsement, that's the same application process. You're not applying as a non-degree student. The only possible exception would be if you were just going to do a certificate. We still recommend that you get into an MA program as an Aspire graduate and then begin to take those TCLD classes through that program that allows you qualifies you for financial aid. So again, there's our bit.ly link to our general webpage. You can click on apply. Thank you very much for your attention. My email address is here. You can contact me if you have questions specific to CLDE. Also put Marlinda Hines at email address. Dr. Hines is amazing in terms of talking through all the different graduate study options. So you're welcome to contact her as well as potentially your specific Aspire ally or mentor, and they can get you connected. Thank you for watching, and we wish you the best with your future graduate studies in CLDE and all other areas.